Hello, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. Excuse me, my hair today is looking like, we ain't gonna talk about it. So, are you a conduit? I think I've talked about this before. And I just have to remind ourselves that everything that we have, we're stewards over it. And I've heard the best analogy when someone says you don't see a U-Haul behind a hearse. And I was just like, well, that's kind of blunt, but it is so true, because we can take none of the things that we have with us, but that does not mean that the Lord does not want us to have great things. And so I want to put that disclaimer out already, because I think sometimes we can get really attached to things. But also, people have the mentality that people, especially if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to have nice things. You know, Jesus was rich. I don't know what Bible you read. So they did not say his daddy couldn't afford. I'm sorry, car coming. His daddy couldn't afford an inn. They said they didn't have room for them at the end. There's a difference. Just want to say that. But yes, the Lord has allowed me to realize that He is using me in this season, and I guess for the rest of my life, as a conduit. And everything that I receive is not necessarily for me, but maybe for me to give to somebody else. And maybe that could be a word of wisdom, but I'm speaking right now as of material things, because this happened before. This happened multiple times, but one was a big one. And I said, do what, Lord? I don't think I'm hearing you right. But my pastor always talks about the devil does not encourage you to give something away. And I was like, you right. You right. So that's the Lord. And I'm not going to block my blessings by being stingy, because of course the Lord said He loves a cheerful giver. So if you're going to be nasty about giving, hey, don't give it, because you would not receive whatever you're trying to receive, or not necessarily you're trying to receive, because we don't give to give, but it's just how God works. If you if you sow, you reap. That's just how it is. And like I said, it's just a reminder that everything we have is for us to be good stewards over, and not to get attached, and I say attached, but not to allow it to become an idol as to where the Lord tells you to give it away, or when He tells you to give it away, that you're not being, disobedient in that. So I right now have something that I'm like, okay, Lord, is this for me or is this for somebody else? Because I've had it for a couple weeks now. Yeah, I've had it for a couple weeks. And I've gotten it multiple times before. That's why I don't really, that is not something. And I'm pointing down here because it's in my car. But it's not something that I'm just like, I have to have. So I'm really, I don't know, I guess quick to give it up. Say, oh, Lord, I can give that away. But then I'm thinking about the person that I want to give it to, and I really can't give it to them right now in this season. I don't know. So, but yes, are you a conduit? And if not, work toward being one, so the Lord can use you in mighty ways, because He has great things for all of His children. However, some things He will allow you to give to get to another one of His children, just so they can see how He worked through people. So make sure we're not being disobedient when the Lord is asking us to give up something that He's allowed us to be a steward over, either for a short time or a long time. And especially if it's a long time, it's hard to give it up. But just remember the scripture of Abraham and Isaac, when the Lord had promised them for a son. Promised to give him and Sarah a son. And it took them forever, as we say, as humans, because we don't really know about time. And they decided we know what they did. But then the Lord told him to sacrifice Isaac, which was something a little bit different, because it's just like, Lord, why are you going to tell me to sacrifice the very thing you promised me? But as we continue to read, Abraham didn't think about his more so love for Isaac, which he loved him very much, but he thought of his obedience to God. And that cannot, or at least it should outweigh anything in our life, is us being obedient. So thank you so much for watching this video, and like I always say, sa cambio que quieres ver en otros. Until next time, bye.